What is up, everybody? Welcome back to episode 78 of Thinktwice, the magic and pop culture show hosted by me, Justin Parnell, and my co-host, Ali Aintrazi.
You're supposed to put something in between your first and last name.
What do you mean?
Like Ali +1+1 counter Aintrazi.
No, I'm Justin. You're Ali.
Yeah, I know. But you're supposed to put something in between Ali and Aintrazi.
You're supposed to correct me, because you're Ali Aintrazi.
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, okay. So how do you feel about the Simic?
Simic is the worst guild. I love blue and green, but I hate the Simic. They only care about creatures. I hate creatures. They should never exist. But I'm glad they exist because it lets me play all the stupid decks that no one's prepared for, because all they want to do is kill creatures that I don't have. So in reality, I love the Simic because it gets people off of my trail for being able to interact with this type of cards that I actually like to play.
Yeah, I don't think you should call those. I don't think I would call those decks stupid. So you're an imposter. So you are not Ali.
I didn't say stupid.
You did. You said it allows you to play all these stupid decks.
No, see, you just said that.
Nope.
Fortunately, we have it on tape, so everyone knows that you just said it.
No, we're switching back. We're switching back.
Okay.
All right, Justin. How was your week?
It was solid. It was solid. Got to do a lot of relaxing this weekend, which is great. We got Levi got a late birthday present. We got the Let's Go Eevee bundle for the Switch. And everybody's been playing. Everybody's been doing their own Pokemon adventure with Let's Go Eevee. So that's been a lot of fun, especially for Parker and Levi, who I don't know if they've ever played Red or Blue, since that was,
ancient.
Yeah, far before their time. It's fun to go watch them play the original adventure, which is it's pretty great. It's a fun game. So we've just been doing that, and then just doing as little as possible. After the holiday weekends with like traveling and having a ton of people, we just wanted to do nothing. No one wanted to do anything, so that's what we did, which was great.
Nice. I like how it's it's obviously the old version, but I like how it has some of the new stuff too. Like it has Mega Evolutions. Do you know that?
And it has a low-end Pokemon.
Yeah, I like that aspect of it.
Yeah. They've updated it in spots where it makes sense and it makes the game better without losing the magic of like the first game.
Yeah, I was actually kind of happy it had the whatever we call it, the Mega Evolutions.
Yeah, it's really cool. That's really cool that they have all those.
Yeah, and also shinies were in the original game, so that's kind of nice to see too.
Yep. And there's a way. Apparently, there's a way you can actually get them if you go on your like catching streak of catching the same Pokemon over and over again. It increases your chances.
Yes. Yep. Tried doing that with my son Aiden. We did it for like an hour and a half, and then we Googled it, and some guy was doing it for like 6 hours, 7 hours before he got. I was like, he's like, you know what? We're done. I'm done.
We're gonna go ahead and call it.
Yeah. I'm not waiting that long. But it was kind of cool to like stack up, get candies, and like power Pokemon, because the vitamins didn't make sense back in the old game too. So like I like the candy switch, and I like that you can get like more than one Master Ball in this game too. So that was kind of nice.
Oh, that I didn't know.
Yeah, you can get more than one Master Ball. There's like the place where Mewtwo spawns, the cave. It spawns different random spawns like every X time.
Okay.
You can go in there and get there. Anyways, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. We haven't got all the way through it. I think Meredith's file, which I'm kind of playing along with her, is in Celadon City, so we're only like halfway through.
Okay.
Yeah, still got a ways to go. But it's a great game. What now?
I believe you'll do it.
I think we will too. Confident. Super confident. So what are we doing? What are we doing right now, since this podcast is coming out either on Friday or Saturday?
We're hanging out.
That's right. Maybe we're streaming. Maybe we're streaming together.
Maybe we're playing board games.
Maybe we're playing board games.
Maybe we're taking a shower together.
Maybe we're taking a shower. Who knows? Could be anything. Maybe we went outside and got very dirty, and we had to immediately take a shower. Someone else was taking a shower, and that was the only thing we could do.
You don't know.
No.
Anything could happen.
Yeah. World of possibilities.
Yep.
I'd say that's a low on the chance, but you never know.
I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
I mean, if someone were like, hey, Ollie, I'll give you X. Take a shower with Justin. I'm like, yeah, what's X? And then probably do it.
Yeah, what is it? It's like, no, I was going to do it. Just wanted to know what X was.
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm like, how are we splitting up this money? It's like, you're like, well, it's going to be difficult to split this $5 bill up, but I'm sure we can figure it out.
Ice cream.
All right. So, Ollie, we had a question of the week last week, and it was kind of a question of the year, and that was, finish this sentence, 2018 was the year of blank. Director Choi said the year of esports. That got 16% of the vote. I said the year of Donald Glover. That got 26% of the vote. And in dominating fashion, Ollie, you said the year of Maggie.
Listen, Glover was destroying both of them. Maggie was last. Glover was destroying.
For like a day. What happened?
I retweeted the tweet, and I said,
"If you don't pick Maggie, you're not my friend anymore." I think that's what you said.
Yes. Yep, that's what I said. I said, if you don't pick Maggie, you're no longer my friend. And people want to be my friend and Maggie's friend, and they united.
Yeah.
I guess I'm not sure that was Twitch, that was Thinktwice people, that was everybody, but they united, and Maggie demolished.
I think Donald Glover,
both of them combined,
which was mine, got all of the votes that I received. Happened in the first 24 hours, and then the rest of the time it was all Maggie votes.
Oh man,
it's hard to argue. You actually gave a good reasoning last week, so I'll give it to you. Yeah, I'll give it to you.
People were listening to that. They were listening to
heartfelt explanation. No, that's all good. All right. If you are listening on one of our great platforms, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube, Stitcher, Google Play Music, or Spotify, thank you for your support. And please leave us a like, a comment, a share, a subscribe, and any short reviews that you can on any of those platforms always help quite a bit. If you want to support the show, you can go to patreon.com/thinktwicemtg. You can find a lot of great reward tiers, including our $1 Augur Bowl series, gives you early access to the show, a pair of Ollie and Justin Thinktwice tokens, and access to our Discord channel. If you have supported that tier recently, you are probably going to be getting tokens sometime in the next week or so. They go out USPS, so sometimes it's not reliable. In fact, I got one back on Monday that I sent back that I sent out to someone in October.
Wow.
Yep.
Thank you.
So, Scott W., if you think that we just forgot about you getting your tokens, nope. I just got your stuff back in the mail that said it didn't get delivered to you. So that's great. But if you did not receive tokens, you feel like you should, obviously feel free to contact us. Part of the thing is for us to be able to do this at the $1 tier, we do have to ship them cheaply. So, the United States Postal Service, not always the most reliable, but either way, thank you guys for your support. And yeah, check out Patreon if you want to support the show further. All right. Aller, are you ready to go into our first topic?
Before we do that, we should tell them what next week's topic is.
God, you're so good. You're so good. Thank goodness you're here.
You're welcome. So next weekend, we'll be watching Bird Box on Netflix. Make sure you watch that if you want to be part of the pop culture section. So yeah, make sure you watch Bird Box. It's on Netflix, and we'll be discussing that. I know a lot of people have already watched that. Yeah. Judging by the sheer amount of memes on the internet. Yeah. I don't get those memes really. I mean, I get them, but like, yeah, it's not funny. No, I think those memes do a good job at underselling the movie, but that's neither here nor there, and we'll talk about that next week. So if you want to join that conversation, Bird Box on Netflix. Okay, now. No, I have no questions. You have no questions? We're going to take a short break and be back with an exciting thing that Justin and I are both doing next weekend. Spoiler alert, it's the Ravnica Allegiance Early Access event. Oh my God. Be back in a minute. Thanks. Parnell, you and I were both invited to participate in the Ravnica Allegiance Early Access event by Wizards, #sponsored of the coast.
Yep.
We will be playing on Wednesday. We have 1 day. We get access to essentially all the cards.
Every card in 4 of every card in standard.
Yes. So I'm excited. I'm actually excited. We actually plan to record the podcast a day early, just so we can, or a day later.
A day late, yeah.
Just so we can do our thing that day and just stream all day.
Yes.
I'm pumped.
I'm also pumped. Let me tell you, as a lot of people that have been watching our YouTube channel, which is of course youtube.com/thinktwicemtg, know my video series on that Journey of Discovery is free to play. So having access to 4 of every single card and just being able to play whatever I want, that's pretty great. And I'm excited.
It's like a dream come true.
It is like a dream come true, for sure. I got a lot of stuff I want to try. So yeah, I'm super pumped.
Oh, me too. So much stuff. Like,
go ahead.
There's no way we'll be able to test all things I want to test or play all things I want to play. But I'm excited nonetheless.
Oh, I'm super excited. So what about that? What do you want to play? Like, do you have like a list of decks that you're trying to play first?
Well, I actually had a goal. I had a goal set up that if I reach 50 subscribers, that the viewers that watch me will get to vote on a card they want me to brew around. I'll pick X cards. They'll pick X cards, then we'll vote, and then we will brew around that card. This is how the Boros Prison deck was made. Mm-hmm. This is how the Omniscience Combo deck was made. So I think that'll be fun. People will vote on cards they want to see play. We'll brew in that card, and then we'll build it.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty popular feature on your streams. So I can only imagine that for people to be able to do that with cards literally no one's ever played with before is going to be very positive.
It's going to be fun. Then after that, I definitely want to get around to playing with Hydroid Crisis, which is the blue-green X spell that draws X divide. Oh my god. Comes into play with X counters. Yes, comes into play with X counters, then draws and gains half of X life when you cast it.
Jellyfish's Revelation.
Yes, I want to play that card, and I also want to play with Growth Spiral, which is the instant speed explore card. And these will go in the same deck, but they'll also go in so many different decks too. I think Growth Spiral goes in a lot of my brews, and I think Crisis is just goes into any ramp deck and even the sideboard of Chromatic Black.
Yeah, for sure. That was when I first saw it. I was like, well, this is a new Chromatic Black sideboard card.
Yes. Yep. Way better than Sanguine Sacrament.
Oh yeah. You only gain instead of double life, you gain half the life.
Maybe it's worse. Probably worse, actually.
Who knows? You'll find out though, because you're going to cast it.
I will find out. What about you, Parnell? What are you looking forward to?
Okay, so I am. This set is okay. So I think on a personal level, I like this set better than Guild of Ravnica. I don't know if this set is better, and honestly, that doesn't matter because both of these sets are pretty incredible. But for me, I like this set better. This set has a lot of things that I'm trying to do, like that I like to do in Magic. So
yeah.
One of the first things I'm going to try is like a Mardu Aristocrats type deck. Like I want to play Teysa and Judith in the same deck, with like a bunch of like Afterlife cards and like sacrificey stuff. So I'm going to try that. Then I want to play a Jund, like a bigger, not a bigger, but like a Jund mid-range deck, taking advantage of the new like Rakdos and Gruul cards. So maybe some Domri, maybe a bunch of creatures. I want to try, I think now you have the mana for Goblin Chain Whirler and Status. So,
okay. The Plague Wind.
Yeah, exactly. Plague Wind that leaves a 3/3 around. 3/3 first striker. So
yep.
I think that's probably good. Like that's probably just good in standard, like in general. I don't know if it's good enough, but I'm gonna try it because I think you can actually do it with the mana now. So we'll see.
I think Statue. It gets so the card gives +2/+2 in Death Touch,
+1/+1, but yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, +1/+1 and Death Touch. And for hybrid black-green. Or for black-green 2, you can destroy a creature, artifact, or enchantment.
Yeah, creature, artifact, or enchantment.
Yeah, and that card itself is, I think, is fringe playable in standard.
Yeah.
And then just being able to like, and Chamberlain is obviously good. And anytime you have 2 cards that are like that, like basically like they are playable, and then when you have them together, they do something absurd. I think that's when like.
Yeah, that's when you're kind of
doing things.
Yeah,
you're doing it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what they call when you're doing it. Yeah, I think that card would just be a standard staple if it costs 3.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that'd be absurd. That's better than Putrefy. That's better than Putrefy and Mortify.
Yeah, but Putrefy didn't last time around. Putrefy didn't really see very much play. So,
I mean, yeah, but like at that point, like that card's better. I think better than Bedevil. It's close.
No,
it's close.
I don't think it's better, but it's close. It's on the same wavelength.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I see what you're saying. Obviously, I'm looking forward to casting Bedevil in both of those decks.
Yeah, dude. Yes. I actually want to try. I also want to try like a. I have this like black-red Angrath deck that's missing Blood Crypt and missing Bedevil and missing just the Rakdos cards.
Yeah.
So just getting, and it does pretty well, but getting access to those cards is going to be huge for the deck.
Oh yeah, yeah. Bedevil is. We'll talk about Bedevil more. No need to. Yeah. We're going to spend some more time on that later, but yeah. I kind of want to do like more of a bigger like Mardu control deck with like Planeswalkers. I want to try Kaya with Angrath too. Yeah. I think that's probably a nice combination.
Yes, I think Bantwalkers is going to be a real thing and a very powerful thing.
Yeah.
Because now you have Dovon, you have Karn, you have Tezzeret if you want, and then you also have Teferi. And all the artifacts, they work together, you know?
Yep. Yeah.
So like Dovon Thopters works.
The curve of Dovon into Karn into Tezzeret or Teferi, that seems pretty real.
Yeah, I agree.
So what are you getting from the Bant? Because that's just blue-white. Or do you just want to play green cards with it?
Oh, there's a card. Maybe there wasn't a card. Maybe
I think you're just like fabricating like these green cards. You're just like, oh yeah, I'll of course be playing green with this. So
I think I'm just stuck on Gift of Paradise, probably, but yeah,
maybe.
But the mana the mana will be so good. Like I can also play Vivian Raid if I want to.
Yeah, but why would you play Vivian? This seems like a weird Vivian deck. You don't really have creatures.
No, you're right. You don't want Vivian. Yes, I guess you can do blue-white.
Yeah, I guess I can cut this third color. Maybe you just play black, so you can take advantage of the 4-mana Wrath, Kaya's Wrath.
Yeah, I like that.
And then you actually can take advantage of killing your own creatures for life.
Yeah, because you're making a lot of creatures,
making a lot of little Thopters and such.
And then play 4 treasure maps because Karn.
Yep, exactly. There you go.
I like it.
All right.
Now we're doing it.
Now you're doing it. Yeah, that a lot of sweet cards. And we're gonna in our second segment we're gonna get more into digging into the cards, but you know, this is kind of just something that the event that we're looking forward to. I know you don't play any limited. Do you plan to do any limited?
Absolutely not.
Okay, I didn't think so. I'm actually not going to either. I'm not going to either.
Not for Wednesday. Like, I mean, I can do limited the next day when it comes out officially, but
you won't. But you could.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
okay, I'm just
gonna. Yeah, I'm just gonna play. There's too many sweet cards. There's too many sweet cards to play them.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, you're right. I don't think I'm gonna play any limited. Last time I played limited exclusively because I was really excited to just play limited in that format. But yeah, there's too many sweet cards, and now that we have both Ravnica Allegiance and Guilds, where every the mana is perfect for every deck.
Yeah,
yeah. How could you not?
Yeah, I actually want to go back and mess with Rainbow Lich and make it more like Esper based. We'll make it Esper based basically.
Yeah.
And and then just play Absorb.
Yeah.
I think Absorb gonna be sweet.
Yeah,
because it works on good.
No, I was just saying, what updates are you making to your decks that you've been playing or you're known for?
Rainbow Lich I definitely want to try an Esper version or a more Esper based with like Thought Erasure, Absorb, Warrant Warden, the one that says like, not Warrant Warden, the other one, the one that says like you can tap a creature for 2 mana and draw a card, or you can make 2 Thopters.
Yeah. Ooh, that's an instant too, isn't it?
Yeah, make 2 Thopters and gain 2 and gain X life for creatures, which would be just really good.
Yeah.
For the deck in multiple ways, and I really want to try Consecrate Consume that deck as well, which is also an Esper colors. Consecrate says like exile a card from graveyard, draw a card. Then Consume says target player sacrifices a creature with the highest power. Then you gain X life or X its power. That's also really good in that deck because, Lich is mastery, but it's also just a good card in general. Like just by itself is good. So
yeah. This set is. I think it lacks some of the top end of Guilds of Ravnica, but there's so many cards that are just very good.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And like for the Omniscience deck, I want to play the enchantment that untaps all your lands, the Wilderness thing.
Wilderness Reclamation.
Yes. Yep. And then I want to play the Precognitive Perception. That's 5. It's 3 and 2 blue, and it says draw 3 cards, instant speed. Or if you do this during your main phase instead, scry 3, draw 3.
Oh yeah. I like that card.
Yeah, that card is pretty close. I mean, obviously it's not as strong as Overflowing Insight, but it costs 2 less, and you see almost the same amount of cards. Like there's times where I cast Overflowing Insight, and I'll draw like 4 lands plus 2 spells.
You're like, I don't want any of these. Exactly,
yeah. And if I'm playing Wilderness Reclamation, like I can cast one of these on main phase, then untap at my end step, cast another one at my opponent's end step, or hold up Sell the Wreckage or whatnot. So
yeah, there's the Bant Wilderness Reclamation.
There you go.
Yeah,
but that's for Rainbow Lich. That's for the Omniscience deck. The 4-color combo deck.
Okay. What about Chromatic Black? That's kind of the last big one.
Yeah, Chromatic Black. I think Chromatic Black is gonna be the one that gains the least from this set, because it's mostly mono black cards / wish targets. I don't think there's anything in the set that's as strong as Niv Mizzet or Zakama that's might be worth playing main deck. The only card that's I'm for sure playing main deck is going to be Cry of the Carnarium over Golden Demise.
Oh yeah, that's like a strict upgrade for you.
Yes. Yeah. Cry of the Carnarium is like Golden Demise, gives -2/+2 to all creatures, except if a creature dies this turn, it gets exiled instead. And that's just huge for multiple reasons.
Yep. Yeah.
As far as anything else, I'm not sure what else I could just play in Chromatic Black, like awaken the, what's it called? Erstwhile? It's a black sorcery where each player discards their hand, makes X 2/2 zombies, which that.
Yes. Yeah, I like that. I like that card.
Yeah, maybe that card after you've have Karn out or Treasure Map out, you can just do that to empty your hand or your opponent's hand.
Yeah, man, if you land that against like a controlled, actually that card might just be good.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah, because I'm thinking
if your hand is dead, and you just do it, I think this card's actually a lot better than people think. Like even in Golgari, if you ramp this on turn 3 or 4 and just cast it, your control against control, you just win, don't you?
Yeah, they lose a lot of options, and
yeah, they get 2/2s, and you're like, whatever. I'm a creature deck, so I can beat 2/2s.
Yeah, well, you also get 2/2s, so it's not. I mean, like,
yeah, and you also have like your top decks are overall better, I think, especially if you ramp into it. So I think the card is
you can definitely you can prepare for it because you know it's going in your deck. So
yeah, I agree.
Might just be a thing. Might just be a thing. Well, speaking of that, we are ready to go to our kind of first more in-depth review on Ravnica Allegiance. So I think this is a nice little segue into that segment. Are you ready to do that?
Yep, let's go.
All right. We will take a quick break, and when we return, Ravnica review, Allegiance style, part 1. All right, so we were obviously talking about a lot of the cards and how cards in Ravnica Allegiance are going to kind of change the decks in Standard that we're going to play. But we more focus on Standard in that in the last segment. So kind of just in general, like overall for this set in general, I guess I kind of want to just think about it on a wider scale than Standard. But when you look at this set, obviously we know in Guilds of Ravnica and every Ravnica set, every guild has its own mechanic, right? Yes. We know how you feel about Simic. Yep. So I have a feeling that is not going to be the answer to the question, but what guild has the best mechanic in Ravnica Allegiance?
I think it's going to be the Gruul. I think haste is one of the most subtly powerful, or not overpowered, but super powerful mechanics that people sleep on. And the fact that Gruul get haste on all their creatures, or to grow their creatures if they are in a board stall, is huge. It's just so big. Like you either get to kill your opponent faster if they're control, or grow your creatures if you're in a mid-range matchup. And having that versatility on almost every creature is kind of disgusting, actually. It's pretty absurd.
And if you don't have it on the creature, then the Planeswalker will give it to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That mechanic is, and I know, even though I don't play haste creatures, I know how good they are because I always die to them. So
yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that's a good measure. It's like, how scared am I of this? And if Ollie's really scared, then that means it's probably really good.
Yeah, and yes, what's it called? The mechanic? I should know this.
Riot.
Yes, Riot is, I think, the best mechanic from the set.
Okay. I think Riot is the second best mechanic, even though I think it's close. I will say I think Riot is pushed harder than my answer, but I think that mechanically the best mechanic in the set is Afterlife, which is the Orzhov mechanic.
I think that one's really good too. I was actually debating between those two, but I do think Gruul personally beats them.
Yeah, and I think it is. I think it's Orzhov because it seems like for the most part that like creature combat and like trading is going to be really important. And when that's the case, like getting the fact that you get 1/1 flyers when your creatures die, like that's a pretty big deal. Like,
I agree.
Like, yeah, like even just the card, I think this card is super innocuous and is like very standard playable, is Ministrant of Obligation, which is human cleric 2/1 for 2 and a white, and it has Afterlife 2. It has no other text. It's just a 2/1 for 3 with Afterlife 2.
Wait, it's 2 mana 2/1?
3 mana 2/1.
I was about to say, holy crap.
That would be like that would be one of the best cards in the set. If it was a 2 mana 2/1 with Afterlife 2. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a 3 mana 2/1 with Afterlife 2. But like the fact that you can just like easily trade or like sacrifice your creatures and get this incredible value, because it's not like this is just a small thing. Like,
no, okay, like compare this to this. Pretend the first half of Lingering Souls is a 2/1, then Lingering Souls was absurd.
Yeah,
and this card, I know I'm comparing to Lingering Souls, but it deserves a comparison because you don't have to put any more mana into it. and then when it dies, you get two 1/1 flyers.
Yep.
And that's absurd.
It's the same amount of power as Lingering Souls.
Yes.
Yeah.
And less mana overall.
And less mana. It's less versatile, obviously. We're not saying, just to clarify, Lingering Souls is far better than this card, but that card is absurd.
Yes.
So we're not making that a distinction. But yeah, this is a similar type thing in that, like, you have to deal with this card twice. And not just like deal with it, but the second time is even harder than the first time. And the fact that of the color combinations in black white, where being able to easily remove creatures is like the hallmark of that color combination, means that after a small handful of tokens, like, you might be in a scary predicament, life total wise. So
yeah, I agree.
I do think those are the two best, Gruul and Orzhov. And I was also close. Like, I kind of went back and forth, and I was like, ultimately, I think Orzhov, I think the mechanic is better, but I think a lot of the Gruul cards are better overall.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay, cool. All right, well then, moving on to something there's not many of, but they're obviously always very important. What's the best Planeswalker in this set? Just overall.
I would go with a Dovan Grand Arbiter. My reasoning is he's a 3-mana walker. 3-mana walkers are always underrated. And his ability is really good. Like, just being able to -1, make a Thopter, gain 1 life, and then if your opponent shocks Dovan, and then your Thopter blocks like a 2/1 creature or a Firebrand, you get a shot at it. Like, that's so much card advantage. And Dovan, I believe, goes into a lot more decks than the other ones do. Dovan can go into control. Dovan can go into a Planeswalker mid-range deck. Dovan can go into a mono-white deck splashing blue for maybe some counter magic and Dovan. I think Dovan can also go into mono-blue. The mono-blue deck, I think they just trade Jhin or Tempest Jhin for Dovan Grand Arbiter. I mean, just the curve of like Healer's Hawk, Ajani's Pridemate, Dovan, minus grow my Ajani's Pridemate, attack you for 4, grow my Ajani's Pridemate, next turn plus Dovan, attack you for 3, Dovan goes to 5, and like, I mean, like, it just seems like a disgusting, basically like just History Benalia 5-8 if you want.
I actually agree with everything you said.
Okay.
No, I'm like, you went real deep on that one, but I don't have any disagreement. I think this is, not only do I think this is the best one, I want to play with Domri more, just because I think that it's a cool card. But I think Dovan's just better. I think it's just the best Planeswalker. A Planeswalker that costs 3 and can immediately protect itself and gains you life. Can be aggressive or defensive, because people are like, oh, this isn't defensive because it's plus ability. Like, if you don't have creatures, it doesn't do anything. Well, again, 1/1 flying creatures are very good, and being able to like constantly make them on a Planeswalker, it's always underrated. It's always underrated for a Planeswalker to stick around and just be able to defend itself.
Tezzeret, 5-mana Tezzeret is +1 Megathopter. Grand Arbiter is the Grand Arbiter is minus, but it costs 3 and 1 life.
Yeah, and it costs 3 mana.
Yes, so huge. Like, and Tezzeret's other abilities like are kind of crap in standard. Like, his 0 draws a card and draws 2 if you have a bunch of artifacts, but it's so hard to build around. Dovan, like, you don't even need to build around him. He's just a good Planeswalker. Like, Dovan is better than Tezzeret, and Tezzeret already saw some fringe play. Dovan is going to see a lot more play than Tezzeret is going to see play.
Yeah, like you said, this card goes into a heavy blue shell. Like, you could just have like the blue deck and just make it blue-white, because now you have 8 blue lands that come into play untapped.
Exactly.
Or you just put this in the heavy white shell with your white aggressive creatures, and then it's probably even better in that because you actually can benefit from the life gain.
Yeah, and benefit from the life gain, and you have a way to, his -7 is Dovan through time. You get to look at the top 10 cards and pick 2 cards.
Three cards.
Pretty absurd.
It's 3 cards out of the top 10.
Oh, 3 cards.
Yeah, it's real crazy. Yeah, it's 3 cards. It's actually 3 cards. Yeah, I know he's looking it up right now, but
yeah, it's 3 cards. It's 3 cards.
It is possible to just ultimate this on turn 4. If you go, if you play one drop, and then if you play 1 drop, then 2 1-drops.
Yeah.
And then on turn 3, you play Dovin plus, it goes to 4, and attack with your 3, and then it gets 3 more, or it goes to 7. So yeah, this card is really good.
Yeah, I agree. I think Kaya's good too. Just not. I think she's better than people are giving credit for. I think people think she's like almost unplayable, and I don't think it's the case. Even if she's like a sideboard card, like you have a sweet sideboard card that's for graveyard hate. Like right now we have nothing, man. We have freaking Sentinel Totem and Silent Gravestone, and Kaya is a very fun and excellent way to mess with your opponent's graveyard. Even if she's just graveyard hate from the sideboard,
yeah,
that's still excellent, in my opinion.
Here's something that might be up your alley. Her ultimate says, Kaya Orzhov Usurper deals damage to target player equal to the number of cards in that player owns in exile, and you gain that much life. This is like a this can be just like a one-shot kill with Mnemonic Betrayal.
That's very true.
I mean, there's something to be said for that, and it doesn't take much effort. And I think I think the fact that 1, she's in black and white, and 2, that she looks innocuous means that it's gonna be easy to pull that off, because there's not a lot of not a lot of reason to attack her is what it looks like. But then you're just dead, and they can't do anything about it.
Also, like I've said this before too. Like we all know how nuts History Benalia is. Well, Kaya counters History Benalia and still lives with one loyalty.
Yeah. If you, so she looks bad. I think this card just reads poorly. If you ever do the -1, you're destroying your opponent.
Yes.
And I'm saying at any point in the game, if you can ever play this, I don't care that it's a 1-drop, but if you can ever trade a third of this card for one of your opponent's cards, even in History of Benalia, you're still trading 2/3 of this card for one of your opponent's cards. Like that's big. Like that's real big.
Yeah, or even killing Landwehr Elf or the Pelt Rampager or Pelt whatever it is.
Pelt Collector.
The 1-drop. Pelt Collector.
Well, that's the best thing to get, because that can be huge, and you're just like, oh, get out of here. It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I fully agree on Kaya. Okay. All right. Well, okay. So let's talk about cards and how they look and maybe people's perception. So what card looks bad, but will be good?
I think Harmony Squire is super underrated. It is the Gateland.
Harmony Square, right?
Sorry, Harmony Square, not Squire. I don't know if that's Squire.
Harmony Squire is the 2/1 with disability, or the 1/2. Dang it, I messed the joke up. Oh, the worst.
That's too late. Harmony Square, it's a land. It's not a gate itself, but it says when it enters the battlefield, if you control 2 or more gates, you gain 3 life. And then it adds a colorless mana, or adds 1 mana of any gate land can produce. Basically, so if you have like a Gateway Plaza, it's City Brass that gains 3 life. But like when you're playing a gate deck, you're obviously slower. Like you are a slow deck. And having a card like this that helps you not only fix your mana, but also gives you that time you need to make your gate matter deck matter is powerful. Like 3 life is a lot, man. 3 life counters.
3 life is a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
That is the most we've seen on a land card, right?
Yeah.
Like Radiant Fountain is before it. Yeah, and I mean this card, that counters Lightning Bolt, man. That is huge. That counters like a.
Oh, it's definitely huge.
Yeah, it's huge. It's huge. That's my pick.
My pick is a card that I think this is probably, like, in my opinion, like the most underrated card in the set. It's the rare Gruul split card called Thrash and Threat. Thrash says target creature deals damage equal to its power to target creature or planeswalker you don't control. and it's an instant, and it calls red green hybrid. So in either a mono red deck or most even more so a green base deck that doesn't have access to red, you can just off planeswalkers immediately with a creature without having to connect. And this is an instant too.
Yeah, it's huge.
I mean, this is the thing that this is gonna kill planeswalkers often. It's like, all right, end of turn, 2 mana, I'll just kill this. There's not a lot they can do about it. Obviously, you can counter it just like everything else, but like the fact that this can like kill blockers and kill planeswalkers is massive. And then, if it just so happens that your opponents don't have anything to kill, then the threat part is a sorcery for 2 red green. It says create a 4/4 green beast token with trample.
Imagine if your Vraska's Contempt said, cost 2 mana, didn't gain you life, said destroy target creature or planeswalker for 2 mana.
Yep.
Or if you have nothing else, like if you
top deck this,
make a 4/4.
The 4/4 with trample, and trample is obviously big too.
I mean, it's literally a removal spell that is never dead. That is humongous. That is absurd. Like that. I agree with you. That's really good.
Yeah. I also want to point out, financially, this card you can get everywhere for under $1, and I don't know why this is $1. You can get this for Star City as $1, and I guess my coworkers do not agree with me that this card is fantastic, but I think that it is. So yeah, we'll see. But this is definitely my pick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
All right. Other hand, and well, there's one of these that you and I agreed on, but what card looks good that will not be?
Okay, without saying the one we agree on.
Yep.
I think Electro Dominance, man. Electro Dominance costs double red X. Instant, deals X damage, then you can cast a spell that costs X less your hand for free. I don't know if people are going nuts over this. I think it's like okay. Like I just don't get it. Like, so the best thing you can do is maybe like cast it for 5, and then like cast a Cleansing Nova at instant speed. But is that really that good? Because you literally just threw a card away. Like if your deck has Cleansing Nova in it, then you're not really abusing the 5 damage. This card wants to be paired with like things that also burn. You know, like you can like Electro Dominance plus some other burn spell. I don't know. Law of Axe. Not Law of Axe, but you know what I'm saying.
If you're playing Law of Axe, you probably just play the dragon, the Skargan Hellkite.
Sure. Anything, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it just doesn't seem like that good. And sure, both cards cast, so they're both really good with Thousand Year Storm. But if you have Thousand Year Storm out, do you really need Electro Dominance?
I don't know. Like, you're the Thousand Year Storm guy, do you?
No, you're not. You don't. Okay, you don't. So I just don't see the appeal of this card.
I think a lot of people like this card for Modern because you can play the cards that don't have a mana cost for just casting this.
So?
Yeah, I think that's how I feel too.
No, listen, I think it's terrible. First of all, you need both cards in your hand to do it, and either or can counter it. Either one can counter it, and then like the Cascade cards, you don't need the card in your hand. You can it's like you can just cast one and then go and get the other card. yeah, it's much better. This you need both in your hand, and the card you're casting does not win the game. Like, okay, sorry, it should win the game, but you still have to set up for it.
Well, okay, so like, you can't play this in Living End because you cascade into it, and then it doesn't do anything. I guess if you have a Living End in your hand and then you cascade into it, then you cast it, but that's just worse than what you're doing.
That's terrible.
Yeah.
So
that doesn't make any sense. The other ones, I'm trying to think of the rest of them.
Restore Balance.
Restore Balance, like,
is the only one. Like,
but you gotta work. But you gotta like. Then you're talking about like having like a
border posts.
Yeah.
You're playing border posts in a format where people are playing Ancient Grudge.
That's also just way too slow. It's way too slow. What is that good against?
Nothing. I mean, I don't even know. And then you have Essential Visions. That one, like, okay, that's terrible. Like, just say why are you doing that?
I think the only one that I can actually see people trying and it working to some degree is Wheel of Fate.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Even then, though, like, why aren't you playing As Foretold?
Because you can clear your hand out.
I mean, can you do that with As Foretold?
I don't know. I think, well, As Foretold costs 3.
It does cost 3, but it sticks on play. You can keep doing it over and over.
Yeah.
And play Visions and play Living Den and play all the other ones.
Yeah, I'm sure you all want to. Well, I'm sure some people want to play all of those in the same deck. I don't think that is realistic. Right. I see what you're saying, though. I see what you're saying. Point taken. Point taken. If that's the thing you're trying to do, just play the thing that lets you continue to do it and then do more every turn.
Yeah, and not have to have 2 cards to do it. Like, have 2 cards to do your thing.
Well, you do have to have 2 cards because you have to have As Foretold, but either way, I do see your point.
But you need 2 cards every single time. With As Foretold, you need it one time.
Yeah, you can just not have Ancestral Visions in your hand, you can just play As Foretold. And be like, all right, well, if I draw Visions in 2 turns, I can just play it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. All right. My pick for a card that looks good that won't be, I've seen people say this is the best card in the set, and I don't think this card is good. And that's Sphinx of Foresight. The non-notable factors of this card is a 4/4 for 2 blue with flying. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, you scry 1. Obviously, that card would not see play in any format ever. It's great. I would say it's a limited bomb, but that's about it. The thing that's getting people crazy about this card is said you may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, scry 3 at the beginning of your first upkeep. I'm failing to see what format or deck you want this card in. Like, obviously it's a combo deck, but then you're putting something that lets you just scry into a combo deck.
People are saying they want this in mono blue to get the Curious Obsession draw better, more. But even then, like...
Why? But you also are just playing a card that you're never going to cast.
It's harder to cast.
Yeah, for sure. And like, I went down and I was like, okay, the only thing I could possibly see this in, and it's still probably bad, is the Force of Will dredge deck in Vintage, where which is called Pitch Dredge, where you get to scry and it's a blue card for Force, so it helps you find Bazaar. Because I'm like, well, what card wants to find exactly 1 or 2 cards really, really, really bad? And I was like, okay, well, Bazaar Baghdad in Vintage. Outside of that, it's like these type of cards are always weird because this card reminds me a lot of Serum Powder. It's like, well, Serum Powder situationally is great, but you never want to put it in your deck. Like, yeah, I wish I could just take a free mulligan and get rid of 7 cards out of my deck and just get 7 new ones, of course. But I also don't want to put Serum Powder into my deck to be able to do that. And I think this card is like on the same wavelength, and people are losing their minds over it.
Yeah, the only thing I was trying to think of something too. The only thing I thought of was like, okay, a standard combo deck, like whatever, Omniscience or something.
You don't want this in Omniscience.
The only way you do this, because like you have to pitch it afterwards to Chemistry's Insight or Radical Idea, because you don't want the body.
Yeah, no.
And is that worth the chance of you drawing your opening hand to scry 3 to fix your first 3 draws? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. I think if you're leaning on this card, like, your deck is probably misbuilt. That's how I feel.
Yeah, I think the best one for this is mono blue Curious Obsession, and even there, I don't think it's good. So
yeah, because you were playing 4 of this card if you're playing it, is the thing.
Yeah.
You can't play less than that, because if you're playing less, then why do you have this card in your deck at all?
I agree.
Okay. All right. The card that we agree on that we were talking about before the podcast started, Ollie, since this is your, I don't want to say this is your zone, but it kind of is.
Prime Speaker, Benefair. She's 4 mana 2/4. She's a birthing pod creature. She dies to Lava Coil and a bunch of other removal. And to activate her ability, it's not only the sorcery speed, but she's summoning 6. You have to wait a whole turn and having the creature in play. It's just so slow. And people are like losing their minds over this card too. They're like, oh my god, it's birthing pod back in standard, woohoo! And it's like, first of all, birthing pods cost one color. It was just or colorless.
Yeah, one color artifact.
Yeah, it was colorless. It wasn't blue green.
Yeah,
and it cost 3 mana and 2 life, whatever. Yep. This one cost 2 colors, comes into play, and you have to wait a whole turn cycle.
That's the biggest part. That's the part that kills us.
That is so slow. Like, and she plays right into, like, if you're in the draw, she plays perfectly into Teferi or into Cleansing Nova. I just don't see this card. Like, where is this card good? She plays perfectly into Ravenous Chupacabra. Like, what are you doing?
Let me tell you where this card's good, Ali. In Modern.
No, it's not.
You're right, it's not. It's also not good in Modern. Because of all the same reasons that you said. And on top of that, you can't get it with Collected Company.
You know what's good?
No.
Commander, because you play as Commander, and people feel bad for you and letting tap with it one time. No,
I don't think so. I think they kill it on sight 100% of the time. And it's very fragile, so it's going to die. You have to untap with it, or you're doing like hasty shenanigans in green, like you're praying.
You have to have haste.
Yeah, but then you're just going to be a target. And the thing about this card in Commander, you can't play fair with this card. You're not doing like value Vanifer deck. No, people even if you are, there's enough people that aren't, that makes it not matter, and you're just going to get targeted regardless. Like if I see someone play this, I'm like, all right, well, I can't let them tap that, or I think they're going to win the game. So then you just have to die.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. So there's merit to those cards in Commander, but I think in practice, it's powerful, but I think you just draw a lot of heat. Now, I don't think it's good in Modern, because you have even less time to jerk around with your creatures, like you have to wait till the entirety of your next turn to be able to do anything. And Standard, for all the reasons that Ollie said. So I think this card is like wildly overrated. Like both of us do.
I agree.
All right. Less than what card is exactly as good as it looks? Like people are like, this card is great, and we think this card's great.
I'm gonna go with Angel of Grace. It is the 2 and 3 colorless Flash Angel, which comes into play. She says your life total can't be reduced below 1. Or sorry, it says when Angel of Grace enters the battlefield, until end of turn, damage that would reduce your life total to less than 1 reduces it to 1 instead.
Okay.
So if you have a way to make him lose life, you can kill him still. But otherwise, it's Angel's Grace. Okay, not Angel's Grace, but...
Well, yeah, that's what Angel's Grace says.
Yeah, but Angel's Grace also says you can't lose the game this turn. So it's... That's
true.
Still different, but still, it's still 5/4 for 5 mana with Flash, which is... Honestly, if it just had that text, it'd be probably playable. But the fact that, like, now control decks have a way to counteract Banefire. There's a lot of times I saw people playing Shalai in their control decks to try to stop Banefire. This stuff not only stops Banefire, but you can also discard it to Kemper's Insight if you want to. And then at any time, you can gain 10 life. Because that ability, she has another ability that costs 4 and double white. And it says exile Angel of Grace from your graveyard. Your life total becomes 10. And you can literally do this at instant speed. This card is, I think, really good. Good in control, good in like some sort of blue-white flash deck.
Yeah.
Or even Bant Flash with this and plus the Mystic Snake. So I think it's good.
Okay. You're higher on this card than me, but I mean, I'll say this. They definitely made this card a mythic rare because they stapled a lot of abilities to it.
They did.
So, feels very mythic. All right. My answer is boring, but that's because this card is just great, and everyone knows it's great, and it's going to play as great as it looks, and that's Bedevil. Talked about Bedevil a little bit earlier. Instant, black, red. Destroy target artifact, creature, or planeswalker. It's simple, but it's going to be effective. If you have these colors in your deck, you're going to play 4 of this card. I think that's pretty easy.
If you can cast it on turn 3, reliably, yes.
Yeah, yes, that's what I mean. Yeah, if you feel like you can have black, red on turn 3, you're just going to have this card in your deck, probably at high numbers. If not 4, then 3 of them.
Yeah, probably just 4 because Frost's Contempt is played at, like, this being cheap and fast for Frost's Contempt is huge.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, and obviously, like, well, why would you creature planeswalker for 3. All right, then we're talking Hero's Downfall, but like the fact that you can just snag random artifacts is going to be like the most infuriating thing for your opponent.
Yes. Yep. I agree. That's always been the most only thing about Kolaghan's command and Jamoka's command, so.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, can't play these artifact or enchantments because these two like widely played commands just get them as a tertiary ability. Yeah. Yeah, this card is just good. This card is it's good. It's going to see play. It's not difficult to understand, but it's pretty spectacular.
Yeah, this card destroys my Chromatic Lanterns and my Guild Lotuses. It's not fun.
No, it won't be fun. All right, Ollie, why don't we we've been going on this topic for about 30 minutes. Why don't we each pick one card and then talk about it, and then we'll save the rest for next week. So just pick a card you want to talk about, and we'll talk about that, and then we'll save the rest for next week.
That's fine. I pick Wilderness Reclamation. Ooh, sorry. Apologize.
Okay.
It is the 3/3 enchantment, and it says at the beginning of your end step, untap all your lands. This card is basically similar to Seaborn Muse, but it's enchantment form, so it makes it a lot harder to kill. On top of that, it says at the end of your end step, not at the beginning of each untap step.
But
so basically, you can play
in a two-player game.
A two-player game is better.
Yeah.
Yes, a lot better. A lot better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you play this, and even if you just have like, let's say you have 7 mana laying around, you can play this, go to your end step, float 3.
Just laying
float
around.
3. Yeah. And then cast Nexus of Fate. But what's powerful, what's so good about this card is it says it triggers at your end step. This is better than Seaborn Muse because if you have multiples out, you'll get multiple triggers. And you can go like, the first trigger, cast Chemist's Insight. Second trigger, flashback or jumpstart Chemist's Insight. Third trigger, I'm going to hold up Sell the Wreckage. Like, that's just absurd to me. The fact that these things stack lets you chain through your deck. This is 100% a combo card. It is not a control card. You will want this for your combo decks, and I tend to make a lot of standard combo decks, and this will be in a lot of them.
Yeah. We were actually talking at work today about this card, and I was letting a couple people talk about it, and they're going back and forth like, is this good? Is this great? Like, what does this go into? And I was like, I'll just say this. I'm pretty sure that this card looks really weird and no one knows what to do with it. And Ollie thinks this card is insane. So that means it's probably insane. If no one knows what to do with it and he's like salivating over this card, it's probably ridiculous.
It is ridiculous.
I'm just saying that's a good measure. If people are like, how do I use this? And you're like, yes.
Yeah, exactly. What do people say? They say anything? You said that?
I mean, one of them was Suarez. So he's like the eternal skeptic, obviously. He's like, I don't know.
Always skeptic. Always skeptic.
Yeah.
Of everything.
But yeah. I mean, there were a couple people that were like, yeah, I mean, it's like, you could definitely do crazy things. I was like, no, it's not, you can do crazy things. It's, you're only going to do crazy things.
Yes. This is literally, people like, I tweeted this on Twitter, and she was like, this card does nothing. I'm just like, in control, sure.
Well, that's what he's looking at. That's the lens he's looking at it through.
Yeah, this card is a combo card. You can't look at it any other way. It is literally a combo card. And it's going to allow for some absurd stuff.
Yeah, this card is made for abuse only.
Dude. Yeah, even EOT Nexus of Fate, then untap, then you activate Ascanta to try to find a Nexus. Like this, you are going to hate this card. This card is obnoxious.
Yeah.
It is not fun. It's not a fun card. It's fun for me. It's fun for the person playing it. It's not fun for anybody else. I promise.
All right. I'll be excited to see that one on next Wednesday.
Yeah.
All right. My card that I want to talk about is a card that you will not see next Wednesday, but you will see in a different format, and that is Terramander. This is a 1/1 for a single blue with flying, and for 7 and a blue, it says Adapt 4. This ability costs 1 less to activate for each instant and sorcery card in your graveyard. I don't think this is good in standard. I think it's probably good in modern, but I think this card is insane in legacy. and this card is legitimately insane. I think this is going to be a staple on day one and is going to supplant Gurmag Angler in decks that are not leaning on black for anything other than Gurmag Angler. I think this turns like the blue-red like Delver decks, like the aggressive Delver decks, into 4 Delvers, 4 of this, and a bunch of burn spells and counter spells, and you just kill them real quick with the 2 giant flying creatures. And
So just like,
this card's awesome.
is this Treasure Salamander or Salamander Cruise?
Salamander Cruise.
Yeah, I like that. It sounds like an actor.
It sounds like if Tom Cruise adopted a salamander.
Yeah, I like that.
As like his son,
Cruise.
which is something he would do because he's like a Scientologist.
Of course.
And normally, like we stray away from religion, but I don't think that counts. So I'm gonna poop on it right now.
Salamander Cruise.
Yeah, Salamander Cruise. No, but for real. But jokes aside, this card is the real deal. I'm going to. This is a card that I'm gonna be. So me and you and our friend Charles Holland are going to be playing in the Baltimore event and Legacy or the Baltimore team event, and Charlie's playing Legacy.
Yeah.
And he wants to play a Delver deck, and when this got previewed, I was like, I think this card is insane. And I don't know if people are going to be playing it yet because it's going to be like 2 weeks in. But I'm pretty sure it's great.
Yeah, I think people buy foils if you want foil Delvers, or essentially so.
Yeah. If you can find this card like
for cheap foil,
this is gonna be pretty. It's gonna be a pretty safe bet. Like I think this card, because it's not like. Also keep in mind, this doesn't cost 8 or 1. Like it sometimes just costs 2 or 3 to activate this ability and turn into a 5/5. So it's great. Get them now. Heard it here first. Terramander. It's going to be real annoying. You're going to hate it if you don't like playing Delver of Secrets, and you're going to love it if you do.
Yeah, I already hate it.
Great. Good. See, that's a sign. Right. That's a sign of a good card.
Yep. There you go.
All right. Okay, Ollie, let's move on. We, over the last couple of weeks, us and the world over, have watched the newest sensation on Netflix, Black Mirror Bandersnatch. We'll be back in just a moment. Bandersnatch.
I thought of Badger. Never saw his name.
I don't know why. Badgersnatch?
No, I just thought of a badger.
You thought you were snatching badgers?
Yeah.
A movie about badgers.
Badger. Wasn't there like a really bad video with Badger growing up?
I don't know.
It was like Badger something.
Snake.
Hold on, I just found it.
Snake. Go ahead. We'll all wait.
It says Badger, mushroom.
Mushroom.
It has 26 million views, so yeah, it's pretty big. I don't know. I'm not sure of the. So yeah.
Anyway, this is a great. This is a great start to this segment. But so Bandersnatch is a Black Mirror episode that's a movie, kind of. This is the first interactive, like legitimately interactive movie or thing.
Yeah. Movie / people saying it's a game. Yeah, movie.
So essentially, this is like Black Mirror. So if you're familiar, Black Mirror is a show about kind of the scary parts about technology and kind of the modern world. And this is, we'll call it a movie for ease, a movie that is a choose your own adventure book. So if you read those as a child, and I know I did, this is a movie that lets you do that on Netflix at certain parts gives you the option to choose from among options. And it seamlessly rolls it into the film. If you don't choose after 10 seconds, it'll pick for you. But it gives you a choice, and based on the choice, the movie changes. And there's a lot of different endings and a lot of different paths you can get to those. And it's very smooth and it's super interesting.
Yeah, I think it's kind of revolutionary.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
It's so simple, like because like it's simple as in like we've had these books growing up, or this type of book growing up. It wasn't popular, but it was something that happened, and now it's a movie, and it's kind of crazy. So,
and it's not that like, because the idea itself, like Ali said, isn't revolutionary, but it's so smooth. It's implemented so smooth.
It does not seem like it's the first one of its kind, essentially, but it is.
Yeah.
And the fact that like it kind of remembers itself, it's ahead of its time for something that's like this.
Yeah.
Essentially, like you'd assume it'd be a movie. We have some choices, and like 3 endings. It has multiple different endings, and
it's
if
like
you
6 or 7.
If you go back, and and sometimes if you go back, it'll remember that you went back, and it'll like make like some sort of remark of you going back. It's just crazy because like it's the first time this has been like done that I can recall. It's just done so well.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's legitimately crazy because they thought of more things. And I found this out today. Apparently there's an ending that very few people have gotten, and Netflix like tweeted something out about it, and people like lost their minds because no one had found it.
Really?
We'll get it. Well, I'll talk about it in spoilers.
Okay.
But the fact that that's the case, and it is revolutionary because it's super interactive. And everything matters. Every choice you make, even the smallest choices, even if you don't think it matters, even if you're pushed to a different part of the story and then you're forced to go back to a different part of the story, that matters even if it doesn't seem like it does. Like Ali said, every decision that you make throughout start to finish is all remembered and all factors into the movie and how it's being told.
Yeah, it's basically, again, it's just way ahead of his time.
Okay.
For something that's like...
Question.
Okay.
Is it good? Is the story good?
Is story good?
Yeah, is it good? We agree that the concept and the execution is spectacular, but is the movie good? Like, is what we're watching good?
I don't know. It's hard. I don't know. I was more focused on the the controlling or picking aspect than I was actual movie.
Yeah.
I think it's good because it's like you're basically like a maze within a maze type deal. It's like
sure.
It's like a mirror within a mirror, which I think they're going for. I won't say yes, just because the way they did it is just crazy. Like, and the way they set it up and how I can't go into spoilers, but there's also I won't say yes.
Okay.
Because it's all subtle. It's all subtle. It's all subtly good. Like even if you think it's like an average movie, there are layers. It's like an onion. Just got peeled layers.
Yeah. Okay. So how do you rate this? If you're rating all things, and for this, like take everything into consideration. Like how do you rate this experience?
I think I'd be lying if I gave it anything less than a 5, just because it is a brand new experience that has been explored, and that in itself should be a high rating. And in fact, they executed it so well with no like wrong turns or anything, and who knows how long it took them to make this.
I have to imagine a while.
Yeah, instead of a season, they just made this one movie, and so I imagine it took them forever. Yeah, I'm gonna go with 5.
Okay, that's fair. And for what it's worth, the fifth season of Black Mirror is coming out this year. This is actually this was not made in place of the season.
Nice, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. Yeah, because you just want more Black Mirror. It's understandable.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. So for me, I went back and probably spent, I don't know, 3 hours total on this movie or experience. And ultimately, I think the story is probably like a 3, but the experience and the execution is like a 6. So I don't think I can give it a 5, but I'm giving it a 4, and it's probably a high 4. Just
how many times do I go back and rewatch movies?
No, never. Like,
yeah, I did this multiple times.
Maybe 5 to 10% of the time.
Not even 10%. Like I watched 0 movies more than once this year. Except this one.
You mean last year?
Last year, yeah, last year.
Just to avoid anyone making it's only been 10 days.
Yeah, no, I wanted to watch Annihilation a second time. I would have, but I just never did.
Yeah.
This one I've watched multiple times over again. So
okay. Yeah, I believe in your 5 rating because this is right up your alley.
Yeah.
This is right up your alley. All right, you ready to go into spoilers?
Yeah, please.
All right, let's do it. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning. Spoiler warning.
Okay.
That was a really happy little spoiler warning.
Well, it's Bandersnatch time, so I gotta do it.
All right, what was your first ending?
I was trying to be nice and like, I think I went to jail. What happened?
Okay. Do you know how you got there?
It was not memorable. It was not memorable.
Okay. My first one was when it is revealed that you're on the set of a show.
Okay, that was not my first one.
That was my first one. It's when you start to get into the crazy fight with the counselor, and then you try to jump out the window.
Okay, no.
And they're like, well, hold on a second. What are you doing? This is the fight scene. And then the main character is like, what? And they're calling the main character Mike.
Yeah.
Which maybe is the actor's name, but either way, it was...
He lost his mind, basically,
weird.
Essentially.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, my first one was... he's asking the computer, who are you? Netflix or... basically the demon symbol. I picked Netflix and then try to explain to him what was going on.
Yeah.
I think it was the fight scene too, but I didn't jump out the window.
You didn't, or you did?
Did not. Oh no. No, my first one was I went through it, and for whatever reason I decided to make him go home instead of work. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, I made him go home instead of work at the company.
Yeah.
Which was right. And then I think it was the fight scene.
Okay.
Anyways, I just saw them all so many times I just forgot like which one was first.
Yeah.
It's all blurred to me.
So since we're in spoilers, so Netflix tweeted out apparently like last night. All they did was tweet out, has anyone tried to pick up the picture, to pick the family picture twice?
Yeah, I did that twice.
So what happens?
I don't remember. Isn't there a code?
Well, I got to that one too.
Yeah, there's 3. I went down there and there were 3 different codes. I got the PAX. I got the
pack,
and then one more. One of them was basically like a
toy.
A toy, which is the rabbit. The other one was
no. That's one of the codes. Toy.
Oh, a toy. Yeah, toy is one of the endings, which involves the rabbit. Another one is like a demon, like comes out of nowhere and like scares you.
Yeah.
And the third one is where your father's in on. You find out like your father's in on this crazy basically he's been following you and testing you your whole life.
Yeah.
You've been watching your whole life. Packs.
All right.
Is there something?
I don't know. It says, "Think you." Netflix said, "Think you've seen everything there is to see in Bandersnatch. Try picking up the family photo twice."
What's happened?
I don't know.
You haven't done it?
No, they did this. They tweeted this out like last night.
Dang, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, I'm serious. Tweeted out last night. So.
Trying to find that tweet now. Can't find it.
Anyway, but that's what they said. That's what they said.
Yeah.
And apparently, I mean, do you want me to tell you what I've read happens? Not on purpose, but just because of, the internet.
Yeah.
Apparently, the main character. Oh God, some person made a flowchart to all the endings. Apparently, like, the main character ends up getting like stabbed by the creator of the game or the creator of the book.
Huh. No, I guess I didn't do it. No, don't do that.
Apparently, there's also an ending or a scene where if you go back and you choose Sugar Puffs or Frosties, Frosted Flakes,
Yeah.
5 times, the character for each of the cereals appears and chases the main character around the kitchen.
I didn't get that one. I got one though where like there was like a weird screen, which is basically a QR code, and if you scanned it, it took it to a website. It basically took you to a website.
Yep. And apparently you can actually play the nosedive game.
Yes.
Yeah, I got that one too. That one is where like he's going to the interview, and then there's the symbol, like the demon symbol everywhere, and then the music he's listening to just has the symbol on it.
Yeah. That little demon symbol, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was.
Yeah, it's crazy. Someone has a video posted of what happens. Well, yep. That's what it is. Huh.
Which one?
That's crazy. Of that
Which
scene.
one? Of him being stabbed?
Yeah. Yeah. Man. This thing is deep. There's like stuff that I'm looking at right now just on this reply on this Twitter feed that I have not even seen before.
I wonder how much like data they can get to just from doing that. Like, people have picked the Cocoa Puffs, went all the way and like killed people or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's crazy.
Man. So yeah, this is I don't know what was my favorite one. I don't know if... Yeah, I just don't know. I have no idea. And there's even things that I just didn't pick. Like, that I just didn't get around to picking. Just because it was so hard to, like, line everything up where everything... Like, it's like an infinite amount of, like, sequences. Almost. Even though in most cases you're only deciding between like 2 answers. Yeah.
And like, even you go back, it's like, oh, you picked the wrong choice or you picked the right one.
Yeah.
And it's just like...
Yeah, well, it kind of tricks you because you can still pick the same thing and something different might happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's just great. It's...
Yeah. It's I don't know, like it's just a new. It's just something that has not been explored. It hasn't really been explored. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, well, you said it earlier. It's revolutionary, and I think it is.
Yeah, it is. And the fact that it did it so well, like, I don't know, like I had a hard time doing anything like bad to the character. Like when I was first watching it, like I didn't want to hurt him or whatever. And then I tried to do what was best for him. So it came to the Netflix scene. I was trying to give him all the information I could. And there's one scene where it was like, do you break the computer or pour water over it? I think that's my first ending, where I actually told him to break the computer to see if he would do it.
Yeah.
And he did, and that was the ending. It was over. Yeah,
because it's like, oh yeah, now you can't finish your project.
Yeah, that was my first ending actually. Yeah, so after that, I tried to get him to like not do it, and then one time one of the choices is break computer or dump water over it, and I was like, oh no, which one do I pick? Eventually, you had to pick one, but he stops his hand from doing it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So.
Yeah, it's. Yeah, I mean, I think if you're listening to spoilers, you've probably watched this at least once and maybe more. I know a lot of people in our Discord have been talking about it and wanted to see what we had to say. And it's, even though we're in spoilers, it's like hard to keep everything straight because there's not just like a singular thing that we can do.
Yeah, and there's only one ending that gives him 5 stars. Gives the game 5 stars.
What ending? What ending gives it 5 stars?
The game 5 stars.
Yeah. What ending? What ending is that?
You have to kill his father, then chop up his body, and the thing is 5 stars.
And then bury it. Oh yeah, and no, that's right. And then it's like
not bury it, chop it up, and
oh yeah, you chop it up, and then he's like sitting at his computer, like working on something else, and you see his dad's head on like his desk, his like dresser in the background, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got that one too.
Yeah.
Did you get the one that was like present day with one of the actual like writers of the like the story?
Making Bandersnatch. Yep. Yeah. It was a female. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. For sure.
Yeah, it's just great. Yeah, I'm glad it exists. I'm sure that'll be a fun thing, just like if you're bored and you have like an hour or two to just go back and just do stuff that you haven't done before and just see what happens. Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah. Awesome. Anything else on Bandersnatch on Netflix, Ollie?
Oh, one thing I want to say.
Okay.
When you went into Bandersnatch, you went into like the games, like into that workplace where they're making the games.
Yeah.
And you saw Metalhead.
Yes.
You saw one of the people playing the dogs and doing the thing, and then in Metalhead, no one knew who was controlling the dogs, and then it's actually just the people that are playing the game are controlling the dogs and killing actual people.
Yep. Or maybe in the future, that's what it's turned into after the game.
That's absurd.
Yeah. Oh, so one of my favorite things to watch on this show and anything that's Black Mirror, anytime there's a news report, anytime that a character is watching the news and you see like news tickers on the bottom, it's like all Easter eggs. Like every word on there is Easter eggs. Like you have to go back, like it's too many for me to read. Like the Metalhead thing was the that was the big one. Because that was from the black and white episode, which I think is one of my favorite ones.
Yeah, this one had a lot of Easter eggs.
Yeah, it had a ton. I mean, they're just riddled. Like this world is so well developed, it's crazy.
Yeah, Metalhead's one of my favorite
episodes.
Ones to watch or watch, and just the fact that they acknowledged, like, basically showed you where the dogs came from, essentially.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
It's crazy. Yep. As usual, Black Mirror knocks it out of the park, and I think this is obviously if when the 5th season comes out, we're going to be spending a lot more time in this world. So we'll circle back around later in 2019. All right.
All right.
As a reminder, next week, Bird Box on Netflix. If you want to be joining the conversation, if you have Netflix, you probably watch this, and you can watch Bird Box if you haven't yet. So you should take advantage of that so you can be a part of the conversation next week. All right, Ali, let's move on to question of the week. All you know it's time for
Question of the week.
Question of the week.
All right.
I had to go in there with the high one since you went low.
So one of the cards from Ravnica Allegiance is called Ethereal Absolution. All right, it's an enchantment. This card, let me make sure I get it right. I don't want to say the wrong thing, and so I'm like, Ollie, you said the wrong thing. How could you?
How dare you make a mistake? Here, I got it. You want to go?
Sure, you got it. Go ahead.
4 black-white enchantment. So 6 mana. Creatures you control get +1/+1. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1. And then it has an ability, 2 black-white. Exile target card from an opponent's graveyard. If it was a creature card, you create a 1/1 black and white flying spirit token. That's it.
Yes.
That's the card.
Yep. Okay, so I think this card will see main deck play in standard because this single-handedly beats a lot of the aggressive strategies, the ones that have like, you know, the mono white deck or the Boros deck or the mono blue deck. It even kills Merfolk Branchwalker. It kills Jadelight Ranger. Kills Landwar Elves. It's basically Curse of Death's Hold that's also has more things put onto it for one more mana. Mm-hmm. Curse was played sometimes in sideboards. I think it was maybe Fringe played main deck. I can't remember honestly. But the fact that this thing is also a win condition by making you this thing says it makes 1/1 spirits, but in reality it makes 2/2 spirits.
Yeah.
Because you just get +1/+1. And I think that's huge. A 2/2 blocking, like your opponent's creatures are also smaller, and this thing stacks too. You can, like, if you have 2 out, the game is just over. So I think this will see play in standard, and Justin has different opinions. He has the wrong opinions. Justin,
I do.
Take it away.
So yeah, I don't think this card is going to see main deck play because something we were talking about earlier is you think that there's a lot of creature decks, and we also talked about a lot of decks that don't lean on creatures. Like, if you're playing this, you have to be proactively putting creatures into play also, in addition to doing this. Because if you're not, you're relying on your opponents to have creatures. Like, this card doesn't have text against like a blue-white control deck. Like, against a Teferi deck, this card does not do anything. Like, it gives your creatures +1/+1, and that's it. And I think just on the basis of that, on the basis of the fact that I believe there are going to be legitimate control decks that are very, very creature light, and even if they don't have no creatures, they're going to have like under 4, maybe a couple of Crackling Drakes or a couple of Niv Mizzets. Like, this makes that not good enough, and you can't have a 6 mana card that just doesn't do anything for you. If you could exile creature cards from your own graveyard and make spirits, I think that would be different. But since you can only hit opponents' graveyards and you're relying on them for your win condition, I think that's always a recipe for disaster. You know, I think this card will see sideboard play for sure. I think the fact that it's dead against one of the most powerful cards in Standard, if not the most powerful card, which is Teferi, Hero of Dominaria, makes this card unable to be played in main decks in Standard. Period.
I'm not even gonna lie. I actually just noticed that the exile clause was from an opponent's graveyard. I thought it was in a graveyard.
Well, here we are.
Yeah.
Here we are. Get ready to lose.
Whatever. Yeah, it's okay. I'll just keep it.
Okay. All right. So,
otherwise, I agree with Justin.
Question of the week. Will ethereal absolution see main deck play in standard? Ollie has gone on record and said yes. And he says that I have the wrong opinion, and I say no. And that's what it is. And there's no other information you need to know.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, Ollie. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Ali Aintrazi on Twitter. Coolstuffinc.com. Video articles go up every Wednesday and Friday. Twitch.tv/Ali Aintrazi is where I stream. And you can follow us on YouTube or subscribe us on YouTube at Thinktwice MTG.
Excellent. And you can find me on Twitter at jparnell1. And you can also find me on StarCityGames.com, YouTube, and now twitch.tv/SCG Tour. We're doing Commander Versus series as usual, but as of this week, we are doing Commander Versus live 5 p.m. every Wednesday. So come check that out if you're trying to get on the streaming train. I will say you should do that because Ollie does not stream on Wednesdays. So you can get your streaming fix in by watching Commander Versus.
It's true.
So it just kind of works out. It works out perfectly. Every other day you should be watching Ollie and no one else. I mean, you watch other people, but like, you know, if he's on, then watch him. And then on Wednesdays, where Ollie's never on, you can watch Commander Versus. So you're pretty much good for the whole week.
#winning.
That's right. If you want to contact the show, ThinktwiceMTG on Twitter and ThinktwiceMTG@gmail.com if you want to send us a more personalized message. And of course, you can find the show on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play Music, and Spotify. Please leave us a review if you can. That really helps out. And of course, as Ollie said earlier, you can find the show as well as Ollie's stream highlights and my Journey of Discovery free-to-play series on youtube.com/ThinktwiceMTG. If you want to support the show, patreon.com/ThinktwiceMTG. We have a ton of great rewards tiers. The $1 tier gets you access to our Discord channel, including the Animal Lovers channel. And of course, Ollie, this is the part of the show where we choose our animal picture of the week. You can go first if you'd like.
I will go first. Mine is the best animal in the whole world.
Wow, you're picking Maggie again. It's unbelievable.
I said minus Maggie.
Okay.
Okay, this one's really cute. It is Winston. This is Killer Switcher 11. It's a cat that is festive for the holiday season. Looks adorable. Has a little head on it. Closing its eyes, opening its eyes. That's my vote. It's Winston Churchill, the cat. Reborn to the cat.
It's a great picture. It's a great picture with the hat. And Winston looks like he's happy with the hat, which is kind of surprising for a cat. Yeah, it's just Winston Churchill. He was reincarnated. Okay. I am choosing my animal picture of the week is a picture of Quinn, and this is in the Tank MTG's little pupper, picture of a pupper anyway. And Quinn is looking so happy and has got real floppy ears and a real smiley face and a real long tongue. And I know I just described a dog, but Quinn looks so happy in this picture. I just want to go snuggle. Gotta snuggle that Quinn. That's what I want to do, but I can't because Quinn's far away. I don't know where Quinn is, but it's not in the room with me right now.
You have to settle for Maggie this weekend.
I'll settle for Maggie. That's a good settling for. This is we also want to thank our director and producer John Choi. He is the man behind the paper napkin.
Aha! Poggers.
Okay. We also want to thank our Agent of Bowls producer Daniel Hunt and Matt Lindell. Thank you guys very much for your support. We couldn't do the show without you.
Thank you.
And this is it. We want to remind you guys that once again, Bird Box on Netflix next week. Watch it. That's it.
Be there.
That's the whole show.
Or be a burb. Is it Bird Box or Burb Box?
Burb Box with a B.
All right. Thank you.
I wanted you to know for sure.
All right. Bye, guys.
Great. All right. See you guys next week. Take it easy.